Zoom is funny.
It is funny. Okay, welcome to Love Your Energy. I have with us Peter. Peter, please.
Schenk.
Sheck?
Schenk.
Shank. Oh,
Schenk.
okay. Well, thank you for being here, Peter. It's a pleasure to have you.
Good way to start. Get the hook.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's last names, man. Last names and first names get me. For anybody who hasn't met you, though, would you do us the honor of letting us know a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So about just shy of 25 years ago, I had a wake-up experience. Prior to that moment, I was working for one of the world's largest investment banks. Had a 20-year career there. My life was all about keeping up with the Joneses, more cars, bigger houses, more money. And I kind of knew that I was becoming a bottomless, empty pit on the inside, and nothing was kind of filling that up. So I asked for help, and whew, when it came quick. So my reality shifted at the speed of thought in August, in the early 2000s, and I was bestowed with the gift of sight. So for about 6 weeks, I thought I was on the best mushroom trip I'd ever been on in my life. I mean, I was seeing energy and everything, and I very quickly learned that I could manipulate it um, early on. And I thought, I've gone insane. I snapped. Like, this isn't reality. I'm,
Yeah.
you know, schizophrenic somehow. But I then realized that I was better becoming this new version of me than whence I came, right? And I was being impulsed to help people. So, fast forward 20, 25 years, and I've built a very successful company around the spiritual market through software, products and services, energy sessions. And, the last 10 years, things have just exploded. And, the software was really the holy grail in the beginning. That was about creating machine code that would take a glass of water and manipulate the state of the water and then force intention into it. And when you were to drink it, it would bring about changes in the body, on the skin, or in the environment. So that was Aquaware. About 6 years ago, we decided to move it to a SaaS platform, software as a service. So it was easy to manipulate into a very low cost monthly subscription. And there is no more software to download because I had 6 or 7 programs out there that were constantly being updated. And every time an update went out, there was always a bug or an issue. So you have to recompile it and get it back out there. But with the SaaS platform, you just open up a web browser and the software just appears within the web browser and you're good to go. So, as I've learned over the years how to create, we've probably done 80, maybe even 90 product launches now since 2015, physical products. I mean, we've been very, very busy. Um, I learned that the universe really is kind of like a thinking sponge, right? You have to do the work first before you're given a breadcrumb to move to a higher octave, another frequency, another conscious way of thinking. And, like just a quick story,
Yeah.
or do you want me to get into it?
I love stories. Go for it.
So I was led down this strange road in 2006 where they had me build a lab in my basement. And I remember I would take an ounce of gold and I would dissolve it in this volatile cocktail called aqua, which is 5 parts hydrochloric acid, 1 part nitric, and it dissolves all platinum group metals. So you put the gold in there and it creates this violent reaction. And then you would use formic acid to reconstitute the gold. No, I'm sorry, formic acid to neutralize the hydrochloric acid. And then you would use sodium borohydrate to reconstitute the gold as carbon, and you would scoop it out, put it in a crucible, apply matte gas to it, and it comes back to that beautiful yellow metal that we all love. But I knew that through basic chemistry, when there's energy expansion, there's energy being given off, right? So this was my schooling for two or three lines of product down the road that became 0 point technologies. And I had no idea what the 0 point was, but I knew that you could punch a hole in reality into another universe and give something and get something back. So in this case, I wanted to give that energy expansion to get gold back and increase my gold pile exponentially, right? Well, that didn't work. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here with you. But what we would do is during that violent um, eruption, I would plot up these 60 by 40 color graphs of sacred geometry, and I would put it on there and meditate. And as this was going on, I'd punch a hole through the 0 point. Um, the experiments were never successful, but from 2006 to 2015, in that 8 or 9 year period, the knowledge was there. So that was my first schooling in physical products. So the first product we came out with was this beautiful copper and silver square that had a clockwise spiral on one side and a counterclockwise spiral on the other side. Didn't had silver inlays, and the copper was used to attract negativity, and the silver was used to create and stabilize the field. And it was called a new way to travel, and you would link it to your car and it would take all the negativity in your driving. So there was no more road rage. You'd always get a parking spot out front somewhere crowded. There was never traffic. I mean, this is 10 years ago.
Okay, I need that no traffic thing.
Oh, it's amazing. So, so now that I've got this product out into the world, you're given a breadcrumb to build something new. So this is a game I've been playing with the universe and the physical world for 10 or 11 years now, and 90 product launches later, and it's been a good ride so far. So that's a little bit of my history and a little bit of how I play with the universe to get stuff to work.
Okay, that's super cool. Um, oh, I have so many questions, but I also want to know about your talk.
About
So
what?
I have a lot of questions about like your personal experience, but I also want to get to your talk because that sounds really good. Because today we're talking about the resonance field and how energy aligns with intention.
Yeah,
So,
this is a cool topic, and this is really kind of right up my alley. So before I get into that, I typically like to do a quick blessing to kind of set the tone and the mood for the show. So if everyone gets an invisible glass of water like I have, see that? See the power of energy?
oh yes, floaty water. I have that as well.
Whoa! Hold the master. Go ahead and hold your left hand over at about 3 inches and spread your fingers.
Yep.
Just kind of like that. In a second, you're going to start to feel that energy run down through your hand into the water. That can come in straight up lightning bolt, pinprick lace heat. As soon as you feel it, put your attention on the water and repeat these 8 sacred words. I honor the space in which you exist. Once you do that, that energy is going to increase. You're going to want to hold it there for another 10 or 15 seconds. And go ahead and drink as much as you want. Notice the taste and the texture. And more importantly, notice where it's moving in your body energetically.
That spreads better.
Smooth.
Okay. Oh, I've got to start doing this to my water. I've been like dehydrated and I chug water oof,
Well,
like a friggin' dolphin.
the software suite, Aquaware, has, I think, today over 1,500 pre-canned intentions to program water. And then, I utilize the power of the microprocessor, which does things a million times a second to amplify that intention. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that is really cool. And that's a
Yeah,
machine?
it's software.
It's software.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by,
Where you direct your attention, the intention will follow.
Yeah. But it's physical software?
It's on the internet. Software on the internet. It's
Oh,
on a website. It's called the suite is called AquaSync.
oh, cool.
Yeah. I've been a busy boy.
You have been.
I've had my fingers in all the cookie jars.
Okay, let's go into your talk though.
Sure. What are we talking about?
Hold on. I was just going to pull up the AquaSync link for everybody. I was trying to be super helpful.
The
The resonance
resonance.
field and how energy aligns with intention.
Yeah. Okay. So we can start with that. Um, so whether you know it or not, everything is energy. Me, you, nothing is solid. The way your physical mind perceives things is how you see the world, right? So the desk I'm sitting at, the Zoom call, but in
Yeah.
reality, this is all energy. None of this is real. It's kind of like sugarcoating, or the giant matrix, if you will. And I kind of alluded to how the universe leaves you breadcrumbs. So there's different levels of how you perceive intention within the resonance field, right? In the resonance field, it's just kind of a fancy name for everything that was, is, and will be again, right? It's how your mind perceives reality. It's chi, it's prana, it's higher frequencies, it's you know, a level of vibration, if you will. And and I kind of like to use a little bit of my background and how the universe has schooled me. Um, Early on, I knew that if I was to follow a human indoctrination into the energy field, years later, when I started to mature as a master within my craft, I wouldn't be as pure as I could be as if I kind of put blinders on and decided to not be motivated or passionate about this field, but to be driven. And when you're driven, you become unstoppable. So when you set your mind on an end result, in this case, maybe product creation, you put all of your love, creativity, and passion into what the end result's going to look like. And it's really up to the universe to kind of come in and clear the path for you, right? So the time by which you release the thought form to the universe and it comes into fruition is the path. In typical manifestation, people kind of screw that up because they have doubt or worry and it destroys the path and you have to start over. So intention is really everything in life, right? And how do you build an intention? Intentions are really built through thought, deeds, and words. Okay. I'm trying to create a product. Hold that thought. I'm trying to create a product. Feel the vibe. I'm going to create a product that the world's never seen before, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. And it's called ABC, which has a different vibration to it, which has the better vibration.
Oh, um, not I'm trying to, I am. Like something nobody's ever seen. That's exciting.
So it starts with a thought,
Yeah.
which leads into a statement. Statement is your intention. You know, I'm a big movie buff, and I always kind of go back to Yoda. You do or you don't. There is no try, right? So words create massive amounts of power. Power creates reality. So when you use words like I'm trying to, I'm stuck, I'm never going to finish this, you're creating that reality.
Mhm.
You are telling the universe you're just not up to speed. It's not going to happen. I'm tired, blah, blah, whatever, whatever. Listen, we're all filled with excuses, but I guarantee you this. If you start to be mindful of your words on how you speak, and I'm not talking about speaking affluently, I'm not talking about speaking to thousands of people, I'm talking about how you talk to yourself in your head, in the mirror, in reality. Lose those words, very simple. In theory is very hard in application, right? But the more you work at it, the better you get. So when you're speaking, you're creating. That's in the intention field. You're in the intention field, right? Um, what is the intention field? Well, have you ever heard of the Akashic Records?
Yep.
Okay. So the Akashic Records is actually an energetic, kind of like the Library of Congress, right? It has all knowledge, past, present, and future. And it sits on the quantum plane. And people, the buzzword quantum is like, ooh, I'm making a quantum token. Ooh, that's cool, right? Whatever. I have an engineering background out of Boston, and I studied a lot of mathematics, engineering, quantum stuff. So at a mathematical engineering level, I really understand how it works on the left side. And on the right side, it took me 25 years to figure it out, on the metaphysical side. And the left and the right are constantly arguing, but it keeps me in check and keeps me, moving forward. Um, I just lost my train of thought on that. So when, see, I overcompensated.
We're
So
talking about intention.
yeah. So the Akashic Records on the quantum field is accessible to everyone at any level. Okay. And any intention that you have is already in there. And there's a couple different ways you can access it. Um, you can get into a meditative state and you can create any reality in your head that makes sense to access the field. And how your mind perceives information is always different from the next person, the next person, the next person. That's why the database of intentions is very personal on how you perceive it and how you want to bring it into fruition. Now, there's many, many really good people out there that create all kinds of tools to help you manifest things in your life because manifestation is really intention, right? Your intention is to bring something into reality. Well, there's two types of intention which are married to conscious and unconscious manifestation. So, unconscious manifestation happens to us hundreds of times a day.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and sometimes you get a glimpse of what it is, right? So
Mhm.
if you're driving down the road and your reality is moving through your trajectory and you think of a red Ferrari. Well,
Yep.
and 30 seconds later, a red Ferrari drives by and you have recognition over that. That's unconscious manifestation. Very, very simple.
Yep.
Conscious manifestation or creating intention in the physical is very easy to understand in application, but when you go to actually, or I'm sorry, it's easy to understand in theory, but in practical
Mhm.
application, it's very difficult because you have to want so badly to bring that in. So I created software that does it called
Oh,
the
fun.
source. Yeah. So when a human releases a thought form to the universe about something they want to manifest. Oh, I want the big house on the hill. I want the
Mhm.
red Ferrari in my driveway. Well, it's just not going to pop up tomorrow, right? It's because it doesn't make sense. Intentions, manifestations, things you want to bring into fruition have to make sense in your current trajectory. So when you release that thought form, the universe starts putting it together, the energetic pathways to bring it into fruition. So
Mhm.
what might happen the next day is you go to your mailbox and you have a letter from a long lost relative that willed you the exact amount for the Ferrari. That makes sense. Or you get mailed the deed to the big house on the hill that you never knew about, right?
Yep. It just
But
starts popping in.
but if you have doubt or worry, and anywhere along that path, your intention's gone, your manifestation is gone, and you have to start over. So I realized that that was an Achilles heel. So how could we take human error out of it? And we did it with software. And in short, you would energize a glass of water with your intention via the software. You drink the water, and the intention comes out on energetic light rays the same way you would think about it, but it's much more potent this way. Then the universe will come by and pick that up, bring it upstream in your reality, um, to create those energetic connections to bring it into fruition, right? That's a tool that we do. This here is a forthcoming product called the 369 pyramid. This is made from copper and silver. Okay. On the bottom, there's a 369, and then there are I am symbols, tried and true, that I've used on two or three different I am product lines, right? So go ahead and put your attention on this for a second. Just close your eyes. Now, this is actually a nine-sided pyramid because the Great Pyramid of Egypt is actually is nine-sided. When you look down on it, as you're looking down on here, you'll see a 3-degree bend on each side. So this is a eight-sided pyramid with 3 degrees on the top four, and then the bottom is flat. So
Oh,
go ahead and put
cool.
your attention on there for a second and tell me what happens.
It makes
Okay.
me curious.
Oh, we're not done yet. We're gonna have a little bit
Okay.
of fun here. We're
Okay.
gonna
Oh, I
do an
love fun.
activation in a second. This is called the 0 point. Okay. This has liquid alchemy, moldavite dust poured in a resin over Metatron's cube, utilized in a wood composite that again has I am symbols around it. Go ahead and put your attention on this. Feel the energy.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. See, the cool thing about MDM products is they all play nice together. Now, what I want everyone to do is, and again, this is just a way of showing you how the resonance field, which are the products, allows you to amplify your intention, something you want to bring into fruition. So just go ahead and think about for a few minutes, what would I love to have? What have I been working on? Not I'm trying. What have I been working on to bring into fruition? What is it I really desire?
Are we talking physical stuff?
Anything. It could
Okay.
be health related, it could be physical, it could be relationship, be anything you want. Okay. Now, put your attention on this. Right on top of the pyramid and think of your intention. And I want you to put in the chat what shifted. Do this for about a minute.
Okay.
Just allow that energy to envelop you. Watch how it course corrects your intention. This is the resonance field.
Okay. Ooh, there's like a mini universe inside of me. What did you guys get? Let us know. Oh,
So, like I was saying, there's a lot of good people out there creating a lot of really cool tools. So, in 2015, 2016, I had my own show called the MDM Show, and I interviewed 100 amazing people. And what was the most interesting thing about all these beautiful souls were that the majority of them came from technical and engineering backgrounds. They had some type of, earth-shattering experience in their life, and they said, course correcting. They start building these really cool tools to help people shift in whatever direction they're going. The purpose of this little demonstration is to kind of show you how when you have products that can aid you in a intention based, how your mind shifts from what you thought you really wanted to what you're really going to get. Because you have to remember, us as humans think that, the imagination is the most advanced thing in all creation. It's absolutely not. The universe is, right? So when the universe delivers your intention manifestation, something you want to bring into fruition, it always comes in a form that is 100% better than what you originally perceived.
Yeah.
And the miracles, perceived miracles of how it's delivered is always mind-bending. And that's why when I do, when I sit down to engineer some type of new product, whatever it is, I always watch for the synchronicities that happen. And whenever something comes into my field or my path that's blocking me to see that project through to completion because I'm driven, the universe comes in and takes it out. And I mean, takes it out quick and cold. So whether you're using tools, whether you're meditating, whether you're using software or any of the other, incalculable products that are out there on the market, just realize that the more pure, innocent your intention is, the faster it's going to come into fruition. And it's like a muscle. The more you work it, the better it gets. So instead of saying, "Oh, I want the money to go buy that Ferrari," you write an intention down on a piece of paper, you type it out, whatever, and you look at it and you start refining it, making it more, and on each iteration of your intention, it's that much more powerful. So I'm gonna read a quick statement from one of the IAM products. So on the IAM products, we have 13 in each category, like I am love, I am the source, I am whatever. So I'm gonna read one, and the purpose of reading one is so you understand how an intention can be super refined. Okay, so I'll read I am presence. Okay, so just close your eyes and listen to what I'm saying and watch how the vibration shifts your energy just in the words that I speak. Here we go. I am presence, the conscious director of my own future. I choose from my own free will to become an intensified individual with a clear focus of self. I have the innate ability to project poise and self-assurance. I am merely beyond existing. I am master of this moment and all future moments. I am presence. You see?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Words, thoughts, deeds, being driven,
Mm-hmm.
understanding, intention. The resonance field, we're part of it. There's no separating any of us. We're all connected through it. It's the power of what you want. You know, one of the fastest ways to um, reboot your system is to become unplugged for 48 hours. And how you do that is you don't go near any electronics for 48 hours, right? You shut the computers down, you turn your cell phone off, you don't watch TV. You can read, you can go have fun, you stay away from electronics. And what happens is in that short 48 hours, your mind completely clears itself and you will be at the closest point of purity in the resonance field. Um, here's a question for you. What do you see more of now, every place you go, than you would have seen 10, 15 years ago?
Ooh, or like cell phone towers
Yeah,
or
that's
people
part
on
of
their phones?
yeah, that's part of it. That's not what I'm looking for.
No.
TVs.
Oh, TV. Oh, phew.
TVs are everywhere.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. They are constantly projecting frequencies to keep you stuck in fear. Constantly. Constantly. So that 48-hour shutdown is kind of like a reboot of your central system. And it allows you to meditate better. It allows you to have much clearer thoughts on intention within the resonance field. When you calm stuff down, you have clarity. And when you have clarity, you don't have fear. Fear is an illusion. Fear is meant to keep you stuck. Fear is the definition of something that may come to pass. 99.9% of the time, it doesn't. Um, in your DNA, though, you don't want to put your hand in fire because you know you're going to get burnt,
I really
right?
don't
So
want
fear is just an illusion. And, it's not, look, we're all on a path, right? Well, just imagine a path that just goes out into the horizon, and you better yourself every day on that path, and you're going to fall off the cart, fall off the horse, fall out of your Ferrari, whatever, 10 times a day on that path. But you're making yourself a better person by getting back on the path as soon as you fall off. And another really important thing is there are no mistakes ever. There are learning opportunities on how to do something differently next time, right? Mistakes are that's kind of another word like trying you want to lose from your vocabulary. So you have the power within you to create any reality you want, any reality you want. And it's really all about being driven and having a knowingness that you are unstoppable. Knowingness is another, I can't believe I forgot that. Knowingness is another piece of the puzzle.
That's a really
Um,
funny one to forget. Your knowingness.
I thought I had knowingness.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
just
wait a second,
babbling
where did that one
baloney.
go? Yeah.
Knowingness is huge. Um, it makes you assertive. It makes you confident, right? So, I've done some very big shows in the past. The Cryan Network, Coast to Coast, and a few others of that kind of magnitude.
Hmm.
And when you get on these shows, you just you're calm, you're clear, you're focused. And the knowingness of what you're going to deliver, the intention of what you're going to deliver is going to be extremely impactful on people. Now, on my journey, I alluded to blinders. I still to this day have blinders on. When I decided to undergo this journey, not that I had a choice. Um, I basically told the universe, I'm not going to listen to anybody. You're going to give me exactly what I need when I need it to do what you want me to do, or I'm not going to do it. I was like a little child throwing a tantrum, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at the history of what this company's created at Modern Day Mystic, it's unlike anything you've ever seen before, right? It represents past, present, and future. Past, which is knowledge lost, things people have never seen before, put together at state-of-the-art metallurgy, fabrication processes, all in a futuristic design. And by keeping those blinders on, I know in my heart, in my soul, that the information that's coming to me is pure and unadulterated. And that allows me to create a uniqueness within this niche and, create products at Terra Resonator, the 369, and, dozens of other product lines that are ultra powerful in a tool to help assist on your path, right? And this was all based on intention out of the resonance field, out of the higher octaves. You know, you always have a carrot right here in front of you that you can't see. And
Hmm.
only at the time and the place of the unveiling when it shows up, you're like seriously? Why didn't I think of that? And then it just shows up. And when it's there for the taking. And it leads you into other directions. And just when I think I've exhausted product ideas, you get hit with a bolt of lightning. Well, not physical, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it completely pushes you in a new direction of exploration. You feel like a little kid again, creating. And I'm at my best at, on the edge of creation with my hair on fire, whipping up whatever. That's where I'm at my best. So
That's a
yeah.
true artist stance is like on the edge of your seat with your hair on fire. That's where creativity flares itself, literally. Yeah.
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 And creating what you want is as easy as breathing. And I always, when I teach courses on conscious and unconscious manifestation. And in those workshops, I always teach people to start off slowly, right? Building a big model airplane is way more difficult and your first time out than building a small one, right? So try. Go ahead and manifest something small like a blue thimble, a matchstick, a pin.
Yep.
And once you release it, you pretty much forget about it. But that night you might pull back your bedspread and there's a blue thimble there. Like how did that get there? That's manifestation.
Yep.
That is you tweaking reality and bending it based on your intention and your thoughts to bring it into fruition. The
Yep.
universe is a giant thinking sponge. And it only wants to make you happy and give you what you want. And the only thing it asks in return is if you know what you want. And most people don't know what they want. They think they do, but they don't. So you can refine that through knowingness and redefining your intention.
So
Again,
what's a good practice to interact with the universe then? Since it's like, hey, I want to make you happy. What's our best way to kind of like start that ball rolling?
how would you think? An act of kindness.
Yeah.
Get involved.
Yeah.
Get involved with something.
Yeah.
Help the old lady across the street. When you're at the grocery store checking out and they give you too much money back, correct the mistake and give it to them. Don't cheat. Be
Yeah.
as good as you can be. If it happens unconsciously, then it is what it is. But if you know that you're doing something wrong consciously, you're pushing yourself further away from the higher vibrations, right? Treat people fairly. And what happens as soon as you do that, the universe takes notice and you're given that breadcrumb. And you have to be conscious about the breadcrumbs. And if you see the breadcrumb, there's going to be another one. And that's going to lead to something. And that's how you start. You know, it's you really have to unlearn everything you've learned for the real learning to begin, right? You unlimit your thinking, thereby unlimiting your potential, right? And the only way to do that is in practice, your words, your deeds. And, I've been asked this one question, I don't know how many times. How do I start a business in what you do? And I look at them and I say, do an act of kindness. And they're like, no, 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 I want the legit. I said, no, this is what you're going to do. You're going to do an act of kindness. And then you're going to come back and tell me what it is. I remember when I started this venture, and I've worked with some extremely powerful physical, non-physical beings, masters in their crafts, that have taught me a lot. And believe me, I have to hear things 50 times before it sinks in. I want instant gratification. I'm part of the Happy Meal collection, I want to go through I don't eat that stuff, but that's the way I want things to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
And I would throw temper tantrums because I didn't get my way. And they would just be like, pat you on the head, don't worry, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And then once you mature in your craft and you gain mastery in it, you look back and you kind of laugh. But it starts with an act of kindness. And then you look for the breadcrumb. Get involved. Go to the soup kitchen. I'm just throwing out. You see a guy asking for money, throw him a couple bucks, whatever. Doesn't matter. It always comes back to you. That's positive karma. Positive karma always comes back a thousandfold. And your fear of giving someone some money that they're going to buy drugs or alcohol or whatever is just you cutting yourself off from source. It doesn't matter. What they do is their prerogative. The act that you are showing love and compassion and gratitude and all the good stuff, the universe is going to come back and give you that 1,000 fold.
It
And it comes out of nowhere.
it does. I remember being downtown and there is this homeless man. I'm pretty sure he had no teeth. And the crowd that I was with, everybody just kept getting tighter and tighter and tighter, trying to ignore him as he asked everybody for money. And when he came to me, I was like, yeah, like I have, like I gave him $5. And he dead looked me in the eye and he was like, God bless you. And I've never seen so much gratitude out of anybody for $5 than this man. Yeah.
Even if it was fake, it doesn't matter. You did your part. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to give them $50. Just give them something if you have it.
Yeah.
Remember, it's a conscious choice. You're creating your reality.
Yeah.
And, I was born in New York, and I have a potty mouth, and I've been working on it for 57 years, and I'm still working on it. But when I let the F-bomb go or something, I stop myself and say, you know what? I'm gonna work on doing better next time not to do that. It's a constant, you fall off the path, you get back on. You know, I'm taking a wide range and giving you very narrow paths to get you through whatever you're going through. And you can use these little bits of cheese that I'm giving you in any way you want through anything in your life. But ultimately, you know, the higher you vibrate, the more love and light and compassion you can spread into the world. And the more of that happens, the more tools you're going to be given to get the job done because you're not part of the sleeping masses. You are now awake. And I can't tell you how many times after my wake up experience, I just wanted to go back to sleep. I was exhausted. I was tired. And then there's some miracle that happens at the 11th hour and 59th minute that just put you back in line with what you're doing because you're a tool, and as a tool you need to be operational. You got to eat right, you got to keep yourself in shape. You want to do hardcore energy work, you need to work on yourself hardcore. If your body, mind, and spirit are out of alignment, you're useless. So you bring everything together, those that trio, and you can promote and create change. So this is how to be within 3 months of my initial wake up experience. My wake up experience was not gradual, it was instant, speed of thought. I was fully awake, but my brains and my body just couldn't deal with it. That's why I thought I was on a mushroom trip for forever. And um, I was engaging with a non-physical master of something. And he asked me, he's like, Peter, what's the difference of whether you help one person or 1 million people? And I said, I don't know. He's like, come back to me when you do. And it took me a long time, a decade or more, pretty much because I just forgot about it. But then I got it. There is no difference. We're all one and the same. And when I went back, it was like, oh, I graduated with my PhD in energy mechanics, and it was awesome. It was a great feeling.
Oh, that
So
is a great feeling.
we offer a lot of different things on the moderndaymystic.com website. I mean, if you're interested, we also offer a lot of free stuff on there, workshops, things you can download and play with. And um, you know, I've always kept myself very humble and close to my consumer base. So I don't have an answering service. When you call the business line. I'm going to pick up. And if I don't pick up, I'll get back to you if you leave a message. Or you can get a hold of me through the website too. But, you know,
What
if
is it?
you understand what I'm saying and you follow the advice I'm giving you, you change your life quickly.
Definitely. Yes, intentions are really powerful. This is a perfect time. I just dropped the link for the free gift you shared with everybody for the show. It's the I Am Master workshop. Do you want to tell everybody about that?
Yeah, so in the I Am Master Workshop, we go over different techniques to raise your vibration, to teach you things about intention, right? Some of the stuff I'm telling you now, but in a lot of the workshops, I'll ask you to get a piece of paper and a pencil. And what I'll do is I'll shift the energy in the workshop and I'll count backwards like three, two, one. The first thing that comes to mind, you go ahead and you write it down. Never second guess. The first thing that comes to mind, you write it down. And we'll probably do that however many times. And it starts to create a matrix. And then inside that matrix, we kind of break it down and it leads to, really understanding that master energy as you're moving towards it. Look, I like to have fun. I don't want to do work. If this stuff is work, I'm not doing it. I like to have fun. And if you love the work that you do, you never work a day in your life. So, tools that we create, software that we create, workshops that we do, energy sessions, they're always fun, simple, and extremely potent. We have 200 pages plus of testimonials on the website to the effects of the products and services that I've created over the years. And this is a portion of people that take the time to write or even do a video um, to come back. So here's one more example I want to give you. When we released the Source 5 in 2016, that's the manifestation software. This was a perfect example. This is actually on the website. It's a video. Um, a woman wanted to manifest a four-leaf clover, right? So if you think about that, what's the mathematical number, one in however many, it's got to be in the millions that you would find one, right? That's why it's a good luck. So she ran the software, drank the water, went out running. She lived in the Scandinavian country. She got tired, decided to lie down in this grassy field, and she rolls over and there's a four-leaf clover. So she does a video on this, right? But what did I tell you before? I said the universe always delivers something that's way more potent in your reality, right? And than your human imagining can conjure up. So she's got this four-leaf clover. I think it was sitting in front of a blue vase of water. And she goes, Peter, you were right. And I got a chill down my spine when I watched the video. And she folded over a fifth leaf. It was a five-leaf clover.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa. So what's the one in blah, 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 to find a five-leaf clover? So it was, so that is one of the best examples of manifestation and how the universe will work with tools that you're using to bring about change in your reality.
Oh, that's such a cool story. And you can't even plan this stuff. That's the neatest thing about watching intentions unfold, about making a request to the universe, is you couldn't even plan it if you tried.
You can't, but you
Yeah.
have to set your mark. You have to have a knowingness that it's going to happen. You have to have a pure intention. And, I want the red Ferrari. Okay. Well, we both know that's not going to happen. But in your head, if you live it, you get out there on a Sunday morning in your head and you wax that car. You sit in the leather seats and you start that V12, right? And you gun it a few times and you listen to it in your head. That just the fact that I thought of that is way more powerful than just saying I want a red Ferrari. So you've just taken your intention and you've increased it a hundredfold. How can you increase it more? And this goes across written intentions, and a whole bunch of stuff. So like, so the symbols on here, right? This is I am love, I am presence, I am energy, and I am balanced, right? So everything in existence has what we call a true name. And whether the energy is in physical form, non-physical form, or some other form, the true name can always come across as a spoken tone, a word, painting, a vibration, an octave, or a symbol, right? And if you can master the true name of something, you gain dominion over its power to use it for the light. So when we were doing the water blessing, I know what the true name of water is, right? And that intention is going into the water for the show. That's why the taste of the water is different, the viscosity is different, and you feel the energy moving to a directive within your body. And that was a goodwill blessing to kind of bring about, just a cool show, man, just interacting with me live for an hour or whatever. Do we have questions, or anything? I noticed a few people are typing.
I I've been dropping your links
Oh,
in the
okay,
chat,
cool.
and I think everybody's just soaking in your information. No questions.
Yeah, so I mean there's a lot of information on the website, and of course you can always get a hold of me through the website if you'd like, and we can have fun, do different stuff.
Ooh.
Hello. Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you
yeah.
skipped out there for a second.
No, 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 no. I have a
Put the
very
host to sleep.
no, no. No, no. I have an indoor outdoor cat, and I was just letting him in.
Cool.
Yeah, but if anybody does have questions for Peter about intention, you've got a couple of minutes left here. This is your time to catch in on his expertise. So, what would you say are the biggest questions that people have with intention when they're coming to you?
How do I do it?
Mm, okay.
Intentions are thought forms, and the more you work at it, all of this is really like a muscle. The more you work a muscle, the stronger it gets. Stronger it gets, the more it's going to do for you. And whenever, all of the products that we've released over the years, I kind of think they're like my kids, right?
Yeah.
And they all have an intention in them that does something, right? But make no mistake, you don't pick products, the products pick you. So you feel the connection to a product and you're like, oh, I'm going to get this, but it's not. It's the product connecting with you and then coming into your reality to help you shift whatever needs to be shifted. So, you know, everything starts with an act of kindness and not to be afraid of anything and just roll through it. Be driven, have a knowingness, forget about being motivated and passionate. They're only temporary. When you are driven to see something through to completion, you are completely unstoppable. And you can be driven to see your intention through to the end, and you will get every single time whatever you want.
Oof, that's fantastic. Joanna has a question. Joanna, go ahead.
I
Let,
just wanted to ask, well, first of all, none of us can see the link in the chat. I just
oh,
wanted to let you know.
thank you. I will pop that in again.
And then my question is, Peter, do your products, um, how do I word this, have anything to help coordinate with the oneness of the universe through like morphic resonance?
I don't know what any of that is. I
Well,
do know that when you have a thought form, it reverberates through everything in creation.
thank you.
Ooh, okay. I've got the link for you guys. Let's see. We do have a question here that says, do you feel your products contribute to oneness? Oh, of
Oh,
all through metaphoric. That was Joanna.
that was me. Yeah.
Oh, that was you. Thank you. You know what? I was on the wrong chat. I was just messaging Peter. Guys, I swear. Thank you. I'm not a tech wizard. I should start saying that I am a tech wizard.
I'm gonna let that one go.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, right. I should start saying I am a tech wizard. Maybe I will manifest that and all of a sudden become like ace on this stuff.
You absolutely can.
Oh gosh. Thing is, I don't know if I want to. There is no drive there. I don't know if I want to be a tech wizard. Oh gosh, it would
I
make my
still
life
don't know
easier.
what I want to be, but I'm having fun right now. So
Oh gosh. Okay, if does now I'm on the right chat. Does anybody have any other questions here? I'm going to scroll through them. Oh, so
no,
fantastic.
I made a, this is like kind of in a closing note. I really want people to understand this. You have to unlearn everything you have ever learned for the real learning to begin. Okay. And I'm not going to explain that. I want people to think about that. And when you have the capacity to unlimit your thinking, you can unlimit your potential. So think about those two, and however they make sense to you, you'll find two extremely potent tools to help you on your way.
Fantastic words. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you. This was fun. I love doing these kind of shows where there's no sales pressure. It's just information exchange and it's fun.
It's been a fantastic time listening to you. It was lots of fun. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, everyone. Namaste.